Hello, my name is Allison Sutherland, and I am doing my presentation via video, and I'm going to turn this in as a YouTube link, so I'm going to be putting this into YouTube. But my presentation, or the project that I chose to do for my student choice project, was to go and observe a visually impaired classroom. So I have a close family friend who is a visually impairment teacher. She teaches the visually impaired, and she is absolutely wonderful. And so the minute that I thought of our student choice project, I immediately thought of her and her students. And I've met her students before, and I absolutely adore them. So I thought it would be a great chance to go and get to see them again. And so what I did was I was able to go for 2 weeks, for a couple hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, to watch the students in their own classroom and watch my teacher teach them. And so the first couple days, what I did was every morning I would go there, and it's actually at Northeast Magnet School, so it was really cool to get to go there. And they start every morning at 7 a.m. So I got there at 7 a.m. and I went to their classroom. The VI students all have their own classroom. There's only about 6 of them. So they meet there every morning before classes start, and they get their assignments or homework or reading topics, anything that they need for their other classes, because the VI teacher, she gets there early or she stays there late after school to prepare all of these materials that the students will need in classes. And so she gives them to them so that they can go to classes, and if they needed to read, if they need to read in class like pages 47 through 50, they have those pages with them in Braille. And if they needed an assignment to do for that day in class, she has it all ready for them, so she just gives it to them and they go to the class and they have their Braille right in front of them. And so that was cool to see, and she taught me so much that I had no clue about, that I didn't even know existed. There were little tiny portable typewriters that the students who used Braille took with them everywhere they went to take notes and to just take notes on their assignments and do complete other assignments and other things like that. And it was so cool. One of the most astounding things to me was that just a page of normal text that we would read is about 2 or 3 pages of Braille. And so if kids have to take home an assignment that's reading a few pages of a chapter, like pages 47 through 63, I mean, that may not seem like too much to us, but it's a full, thick little booklet of Braille that they need to take home, and that's absolutely crazy. That was one of the most astounding things to me. But I got to follow these kids to their classrooms, and it was so cool to see how they learned. And see, not all of them were visually impaired, or not all of them, well, they were all visually impaired, but not all of them were completely blind. There were a few of them who were declining with their vision, and so they needed just accommodations such as bigger point font on assignments, or they needed bigger point font in the presentations or in the PowerPoint. And so the teachers all provided it for them. I didn't run into one teacher that wouldn't provide it for them. And a few of the students actually had hearing impairments as well. And one of the students there, he was incredibly sweet, and he was blind and deaf. And well, he was going blind and becoming deaf, and so he had hearing aids, so he could still hear, but it was very spotty. And so he had a hearing aid, and he had a little microphone that he would give to his teachers for them to wear them around his neck so he could hear directly into his ear what they were saying. And I thought that was so cool. I'd never seen that before either. And so while he was listening through his hearing aid, he was also typing on his portable Braille typewriter, which was really cool to witness and see and everything. But I did my project on them because I think that it's so stereotypical of people, everyone, to think when you see a blind person, oh, they have a cane, they have seeing eye dogs, they have the glasses, and they do all this and this and this, and they pin them with these stereotypes that, they may use a cane and they may use a seeing eye dog or have the sunglasses on, but that's not all to them. When people who don't know very much about the visually impaired or people with disabilities see them, they just put them in a category. Oh, they're blind, or oh, they're deaf. They need special education. They need to be over here, and the rest of us are over here. And that is incredibly incorrect because I got to know these students over the past 2 weeks that I was with them, and it was amazing because they are the sweetest, and they're exactly like us. Exactly. The only thing is that they can't see like us. That's it. And I made, for my visual representation, I really liked making the 6-word essays. And so I made my representation on a poster board of a 6-word essay. And it says, people who judge stereotypically are blind. And so I put a few stereotypical things of the blind right here, like a cane or the glasses. So people who are very stereotypical see these things, and that's all they see. They only see, oh, this person's blind, oh, blah blah blah, that stuff. But I also put things that the students who I got to meet with identified with, and one of the students, her name is Mia. She is the sweetest thing in the world, and she just recently had her quinceañera, and she loved it. I wasn't able to attend, even though she asked me to. I was unfortunately working, but it was so sweet because she really wanted me to come, but she and her mom sent me pictures, and it was the sweetest thing in the world. And she got to celebrate her quinceañera with all her family in this beautiful gown and her princess crown that she got to wear, and she loved it, and she looked gorgeous and had just the most amazing time. And then there's another boy named Hashem who is the sweetest, who is obsessed with Harry Potter. He loves Harry Potter. And he has been working on listening to audiobooks of Harry Potter and even some Braille of Harry Potter that he's gotten. And I joke around with him about Harry Potter all the time. And it's so important to see that people who are visually impaired are not just these stereotypical things. They are people, they're just like us. They have all of these wonderful, amazing parts about their life that so many people don't see because they all of a sudden categorize them into one playing field, into one place. And I just think that's incredibly wrong. So I made this with the 6-word essay because I think that people who judge stereotypically are the blind ones, and that they need to open up their eyes more to see exactly who these people really are. So, thank you.